Born in 1993 in Dallas, Texas to Sean and Mary Spieth, Jordon first started playing golf when he was just 4 years old and was playing regular by age 10 when his mum and dad joined Brookhaven Country Golf Club. He was making a big name for himself in the junior ranks, starting off well and even managing a second place at the 2008 Junior PGA Championship, where the American Golf Association named him the Rolex Junior Player of the Year. In 2009, whilst at Jesuit College, Jordon won the 2009 US Junior Amateur, and just 2 years later after graduating in 2011, won it again, becoming the second player ever to do so, joining Tiger Woods. In 2010, Spieth accepted an exemption to play in the PGA Tour's Byron Nelson Championship. It was the event's first amateur exemption since 1995 and joined names such as Justin Leonard and Tiger Woods. Jordon made the cut, becoming the 6th youngest player ever to make the cut on the PGA Tour. Spieth was tied for 7th place after the 3rd round and finished the tournament in a tie for 16th place. The following year he was offered the same exemption and made the cut again, finishing 32nd. Spieth was already being compared to the greats of the game, and in July 2011, before turning 18, he became the #1 ranked junior golfer in the world. That year, Jordon started at the University of Texas and was invited to play in the 2011 Walker Cup team in Aberdeen, Scotland, where he played in 3 of the 4 rounds, halving his foursome match and winning both singles. In his freshman year at Texas University, Spieth won 3 events and led the team in scoring average. He helped his team win the NCAA championship, was named to the All Big 12 team, Big 12 Freshman of the Year and Player of the Year, and was a first-team All-American. In 2012, Spieth was the last-minute replacement in the US Open after Brandt Snedeker withdrew from the tournament. He tied for 21st and was the winning amateur, which led him to become the #1 amateur in the world after Patrick Cantlay's decision to turn pro. That same year, after failing to advance to the final stage of the PGA Tour qualifying school, 19-year-old Jordon Spieth turned professional midway through his sophomore year. He partnered with Under Armour for sponsorship in January and with BioSteel Sports Supplements in March 2013. Jordon didn't get off to the greatest start, missing the cut by 2 shots at the Farmers Insurance Open at Torrey Pines. But it didn't take long for him to catch momentum that year after finishing with 9 top 10 finishes and only 2 weeks before his 20th birthday, winning at the John Deere Classic. On the 5th hole of a 3-way sudden death playoff against defending champions Zach Johnson and David Hearn. He became the 4th youngest PGA Tour winner and the first teenager to do so since Ralph Goodall won the Santa Monica Open in 1931. With that win under his belt, Spieth was granted full status as a PGA Tour member and earned him the entry into the next 3 majors. After a final round of 62 at the Deutsche Bank Championship, vaulting him into tied for 4th, he got the phone call from Captain Fred Couples to play in the 2013 President's Cup. By the end of the first season, Spieth was named Rookie of the Year after winning $3.8 million, which ranked him 10th in the money list and 22nd in the official World Golf Rankings. 2014 was a great learning curve. He made his Masters debut and shared the 54-hole lead with Bubba Watson. At one point, he was the standalone leader by 2 strokes and in position to become the youngest Masters champion in history, ahead of Tiger Woods. But Bubba retook the lead and Jordon became the youngest runner-up in Masters history, which moved him inside the top 10 rankings for the first time. He finished the year becoming the youngest player since Horton Smith in 1929 to play in the Ryder Cup team, winning his 2nd PGA Tour event at the Emirates Australian Open, shooting a final round course record of 63, and a week later winning again at the Hero World Championship in Florida, setting a new scoring record of 26 under par. Finishing 2014 on a high, he continued his form into the 2015 season with a win at the Valspar Championship, sinking a 30-foot birdie putt to win and to move him to 6th in the world rankings. On April 9th, Spieth was 1 shot off beating the course record held by Nick Price and Greg Norman, shooting an opening round of 64 to finish 8 under par with a 3-shot lead at the Masters in Augusta. He went on to break the 36 and 54-hole record, finishing day 3 16 under par. During the final round, Spieth held a score of 19 under par, but bogeyed the final hole, resulting in him tying Tiger Woods' 1997 record at 18 under par, but to win his first major and to move to #2 in the world. 2 months later at the US Open, and Spieth was winning again, posting a 5 under final score and beating Dustin Johnson, who 3-putted from 12 feet on the 18th green. Spieth became only the 6th player ever to win the Masters and the US Open in the same year, and the first since Tiger Woods in 2002. He failed to continue the Grand Slam after coming 4th at the Open. Spieth chose to stay in the US and play the John Deere Classic, where he shot a career all-time low of 61 and eventually going on to win. Whilst most of the top-ranked players were playing in Aberdeen at the Scottish Open, and preparing for the link-style courses. After finishing second behind Jason Day at the 2015 PGA Championship, he became the world number 1 in the official world golf ranking. He was the 18th different golfer to earn the honour. He was number 1 for 2 weeks in August 2015 and 1 week in September. Spieth missed the cut in the Barclays and the Deutsche Bank Championship, the first 2 events of the FedEx Cup playoffs. However, his tied 13th finish at the BMW Championship kept him in second overall in the standings. Only needing a victory to clinch the championship, Spieth won the 2015 Tour Championship at Eastlake Golf Club by 4 strokes. With this win, the 5th of the year, Spieth became the 9th FedEx Cup champion and earned a $10 million bonus for winning the cup. Spieth won $12 million, not including the $10 million bonus in 2015, a PGA Tour record for a single year, and regains the number 1 world ranking. Spieth started the 2016 season with a win at the Hyundai Tournament of Champions with a dominant display that saw him race to an 8-stroke victory over Patrick Reed. His score of 30 under par was not only a personal best, but it was also the second time a player had reached 30 under par in a 72-hole PGA Tour event, after Ernie Els achieved the feat in 2003 at the same event. Spieth also matched Tiger Woods by winning his 7th PGA Tour event before the age of 23. Entering the 2016 Masters on a career high, Spieth shot a bogey-free 66 during the first round of the Masters to open up a 2-shot lead over the field. He carded a 2 over par 74 during the second round, leading by 1 over Rory McIlroy entering the weekend. He led by 1 stroke after a third round 73. In the final round, after leading by 5 strokes heading into the back 9, Spieth suffered one of the biggest collapses in Masters history, with many comparing it to the meltdown of Greg Norman at the 1996 Masters. After bogeys at the 10th and 11th holes, Spieth hit 2 balls into the water at the par 3 12th, carding a quadruple bogey and dropping him to tie for 4th. 3 shots back, he finished second in the tournament, losing to Danny Willett by 3 strokes. But just 1 month later, like all great players do, Spieth came back fighting and hungrier than ever by winning the Dean and DeLuca Invitational and playing a huge role in the 2016 Ryder Cup. Spieth turned down playing for the US in the Rio Olympics that year to concentrate on the FedEx Cup and finished the year on another high, winning the Australian Open for the second time. Things were only getting better still for Jordon Spieth, and 2017 was no different. He started the year with a win at his 100th PGA Tour event at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Finishing 19 under, Spieth became the second man alongside Tiger Woods to win 9 times on the PGA Tour before his 24th birthday. He went on to make 11 top 10s and 6 top 25s that season, including that famous win at the Travelers Championship where he holed out from the greenside bunker in a playoff to win his 10th PGA Tour Championship. Spieth had another wobble at the 2017 Open after being 3 shots clear going into the final round, but opening up with 3 bogeys in the first 4 holes, which saw Matt Kuchar take the lead. Kuchar took the lead with 5 holes remaining after Spieth drove his ball 100 yards to the right of the fairway on the par 4 13th, leaving him with an unplayable lie and needing to take a drop for a 1-stroke penalty. Spieth limited the damage by stripping a free iron from the practice range area and making bogey, leaving him just a shot behind Kuchar. Spieth's response to that wobble saw him nearly holing his tee shot at 14, where he would make birdie, draining a 35-foot putt for an eagle at 15 and carding birdies at 16 and 17. Spieth finished with a final round of 69. 3 strokes clear of Matt Kuchar, and became just the second player in history after Jack Nicklaus to win 3 of the 4 men's majors before his 24th birthday. Jordon Spieth had been breaking records from the moment he stepped on tour, and now being compared to Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus, he was set for an incredible career, and we all couldn't wait to watch. Well, so we thought. It looked like he was starting the year well after sinking a 90-foot putt at the Phoenix Open, but then went on to miss the cut. He failed to defend his championship at the AT&T, finishing 20th. Off the course, Jordon had been announced as the PGA Tour's chairman of the Player Advisory Council, succeeding Davis Love III. On the course, Spieth had been struggling with his putting at the start of the year, but tie for 9th at the Genesis left him feeling optimistic, stating, "I putted extremely well, which is awesome." A tie for 14th would follow at the WGC Mexico. Things were up and down as he missed a cut at 5 over at the Valspar Open, but then came 3rd at the Houston Open and the Masters. The inconsistency was clear, and things didn't get any better from there. In his next 12 starts, Spieth would manage only 1 top 10 and also missed the cut at the US Open. This would see the end of Jordan's first winless season. Into 2019, his bad form continued, and it was hard to watch. With his highest finish of 21st in his first 12 starts and failing to make 3 cuts, Spieth was set for his worst ever season to date. Spieth headed to Bethpage Black in the PGA Championship for his third attempt at the career Grand Slam. He would fall short, finishing 6 shots behind defending champion Brooks Koepka. But his tie for third saw his first top 10 finish of 2019 and his first since the 2018 Open Championship, and his best results since finishing third at the previous year's Masters. Spieth finished tied 65th at the US Open before missing the cut at the Travelers Championship. In the final major of the year, Spieth finished in a tie for 20th. After a tie for 12th at the St. Jude Invitational, Spieth missed the cut at the Wyndham Championship. A tie for 37th at the BMW Championship and a tie for 6th at the Northern Trust left Spieth 44th in the world rankings, meaning for the second consecutive season he missed the Tour Championship and failed to win an event. When asked in an interview in 2020, Jordon was asked what's going on with his recent results. He quoted by saying, "I got pretty high on my right side and pretty open at setup. Instead of sitting back and having a relaxed right arm, I got almost pretty stiff, which essentially resulted in me being open and right shoulder high and relying a lot on timing, and no one has ever played good golf from there." 2020 became his worst year on tour, with 3 top 10s and 1 top 25, missing 3 cuts, all from 18 starts. Like anybody going through swing changes, it takes time, and I don't believe we've seen the last of Jordon Spieth, but it might be a while till we see him on the winning stage. As the 2021 season has begun, things are still looking bad. Missing 3 out of 5 cuts, and the Masters this week, I'm not expecting any miracles. Currently sitting 80th in the world, a career low, Jordon has one hell of a mountain to climb.